ਇਕ ਓੰਕਾਰ ਸਤਨਾਮ ਕਰਤਾ ਪੁਰਖ ਨਿਰਭਉ ਨਿਰਵੈਰ ਅਕਾਲ ਮੂਰਤ ਅਜੂਨੀ ਸੈਭੰ ਗੁਰ ਪ੍ਰਸਾਦ ਜਪ ਆਦਿ ਸਚ ਜੁਗਾਦ ਸਚ ਹੈ ਪੀ ਸਚ ਨਾਨਕ ਹੋਸੀ ਭੀ ਸਚ ਕਹਾਂ ਬੁੱਧ ਪ੍ਰਭ ਤੁਛ ਹਮਾਰੀ ਬਨਣ ਸਕੈ ਮੈਂ ਮਾਜੋ ਤਿਹਾਰੀ ਹਮਨਾ ਸਖਤ ਕਰ ਸਿਫਤ ਤੁਮਾਰੀ ਆਪ ਲਿਹੋ ਤੁਮ ਕਥਾ ਸੁਧਾਰੀ ਹਮਨਾ ਸਖਤ ਕਰ ਸਿਫਤ ਤੁਮਾਰੀ ਆਪ ਲਿਹੋ ਤੁਮ ਕਥਾ ਸੁਧਾਰੀ। ਸਤਨਾਮ ਸ੍ਰੀ ਵਾਹਿਗੁਰੂ ਸਾਹਿਬ ਜੀ ਦੋਹਰਾ। ਜਬ ਸਤਿਗੁਰ ਦਖਣ ਪੁਜੇ ਜੈਥੋ ਦਾਦੋ ਦਵਾਰ ਡੇਰਾ ਲਾਇਆ ਦੇਖ ਥਾਮ ਸੰਗ 5-7 ਸਿੰਘ ਹਜ਼ਾਰ। ਜਬ ਸਤਿਗੁਰ ਦਖਣ ਪੁਜੇ ਜੈਥੋ ਦਾਦੋ ਦਵਾਰ। ਵਾਹਿਗੁਰੂ ਜੀ ਕਾ ਖਾਲਸਾ ਵਾਹਿਗੁਰੂ ਜੀ ਕੀ ਫਤਿਹ। We are blessed and very fortunate to be in the presence of Dhan Sri Guru Granth Sahib Maharaj, continuing the tradition of the Katha of Panth Prakash, which in the Nihang Singh Dal Panth, which is the Gurdwara Sahib, where Nihang Singhs continue to do seva, and some of the prominent takhats. This is the history that is narrated daily for the Sikh Sangatan to connect with history. In English, we sometimes say, learn history. And here we talk about reading, listening about history. But in Punjabi, when we talk about history, we talk about itihas. We say itihas naal jodna, to connect with our history. And so the idea of what we're trying to get across here is that the history of the Khalsa Panth, for those who are part of the Khalsa Panth, is something to be connected with, is something to be joined with, is something to be tuned into the frequency of. And today's prasang, Sri Guru Gobind Singh Ji now leaving Punjab, embarking on a long journey to the south of India towards where modern day Hazur Sahib is in Nanded, Maharashtra. Guru Gobind Singh Ji upon the journey meets Mahant Jait of the Dadu Panth. Dohra Jab Satguru Dakhan Puje Jaitho Dadu Dwar. Heading south, Guru Gobind Singh Ji sets up camp at Jaipur, where they set up base near the camp of Dadu. So Dadu was a prominent saint in Hindustan who is known to have set up his own group of followers known as Dadu Panthi, with very close similarities to the teachings of Bhagat Kabir Ji. They were also a contemporary of Guru Arjan Dev Ji Maharaj. And this shrine where Guru Gobind Singh Ji visited, in modern day there's a Gurdwara there marking Guru Gobind Singh Ji's visit to that spot. And Bhai Rattan Singh Ji says that as Guru Gobind Singh Ji embarked on the journey south, they set up their base near the Dwar, near the Darbar, near the Dera that had been set up as the headquarter of the Dadu Panthis. Dera layo dek tham sang 5-7 singh hajar. And this time, remember, Guru Gobind Singh Ji had been staying at Sabo Ki Talwandi in Bathinda. They had been teaching the Gursikh Santhya. They'd had a consistent, stable base for 9 months and 9 days, which enabled a great amount of Singhs to come and stay with Guru Gobind Singh Ji. And Bhai Rattan Singh Ji says that at this point, Guru Gobind Singh Ji's camp consisted of approximately 5,000 to 7,000 Singhs. So imagine all the history that we've just been through of everything that happened at Anandpur Sahib, the Shahidiyan, the battles, the Vishoda of the Parvar, the separation of Guru Gobind Singh Ji and their family, and the fight between the Chali Mukte at Chamkaur Sahib, the fight between the Chali Mukte and Muktsar Sahib. But all of these points, when the very existence of Sikhi, Guru Sahib Ji's life, the Khalsa Panth, everything seems like it's at risk. But in fact, in just a short period of time, Maharaj has turned this around, and they have now with them a greater army than maybe even was by some accounts present with Guru Sahib Ji at Anandpur Sahib. Chaupai Bajai Nagare Chule Nishan. Bhai Rattan Singh Ji describes the scene of the camp of Guru Gobind Singh Ji. The battle drum of the Nagara was being beaten, the Nishan Sahibs were flying. So this is one of the Jedi Nihang Singha di Dena. What is it that Nihang Singhs contribute to Sikhi? Everyone contributes something unique and wonderful to Sikhi. What the Nihang Singhs contribute is that they give you darshan of what the Khalsa looked like at the time of Guru Gobind Singh Ji. Bhai Rattan Singh Ji is clearly describing the beating of the Nagara and the waving of the Nishan. The Nihang Singhs maintain this tradition as part of their daily life, where each day at certain times the Nagara is played. Each day as they move from one place to the next, they take the Nishan of the Guru. And this has been largely unchanged, with the exception of some introductions that have come in through modernity like cars or vehicles. But by and large, that way of living is the same. And we're very fortunate as a community that we have access and we're able to see and we're able to experience those who live that authentic way. Padai Baniya kis kare na kaan. And Bhai Rattan Singh Ji says that those Gursikhs were reading Bani. If as Gursikhs we don't read Bani, we just wear Bana, we just wave the Nishans, we just beat the Guru's Nagara, then the saying that Gursikhs have ke Bani Bana Pankh Pishano, Singh Guru ka Panchi Jano. No Bani and Bana to be two wings, and with these two wings, the Gursikh of the Guru is like a bird able to fly. If we just have the external form, we focus just on the Maryada, but we do not connect with Guru's Bani, then we miss the most important half of that teaching. And in this way, Bhai Rattan Singh Ji describes the camp of Guru Sahib Ji with the Singhs, the Nishan, the Nagare, and the reading of Bani. Chandi Charitaro Chandi Ki Var. So there are two Chandi Charitars in Dasam Sri Guru Granth Sahib Ji and one Chandi Di Var. And these Bani are prominent amongst Nihang Singh Nitnem. So aam karke, again, it's all good and well just looking at the history of the Nihang Singhs, but the Nitnem of the Nihang Singh should be lengthy as well. And the Dal Panths, the Nihang Singh Dal, the Buddha Dal, the Tarna Dals, Nitnem starts between 12 to 1 a.m. and lasts until 6 a.m. Daily Akal Ustad, Sukhmani Sahib, and the Chandi Bani are read. So again, if we were to look at the Nihang Singh traditions, we were to see that it's not just the external form, the seva, the dedicating your entire life to the Panth, and the reading of Bani, the spiritual aspect is there. And I make these points again, and we will make these in the Katha again and again, because when we become Nihang Singhs, the external form is so prominent, and it's very easy to get obsessed, it's very easy to get immersed within this, and we should do. This is the Dain of the Guru from Akal Purkh to us. But if we are not reading the Bani, we are not upkeeping those spiritual practices, then that same Dasam Bani that we puja, that we worship, that tradition of which we preserve tells us, Pekh dakhaye jagat ko logan ko baskeen, ant kal kati kateo, bas nark molin. That if we are showing the world one form, but inside we are something else, then we will go to hell. So ਇਹ ਵਾਰ-ਵਾਰ ਧਿਆਨ ਨਾਲ ਸੁਣੋ, listen carefully to what the actual living of those Gursikhs was who we emulate. Akal Ustat ko kare uchar. Bhai Rattan Singh Ji says those Gursikhs were reading Akal Ustat. In the Ratnam of Bhai Daya Singh Ji, the Mukhi of the Panj Pyare, they say that a Gursikh should read Akal Ustat every day. So these are the things that we might fall short in some of what we try and do. Our Nitnem might not be as great as it should be. Our Rani Berni might not be as great as it should be. But if we're to be proud about something of being Nihang Singhs, the history, the tradition, the spiritual aspect of that, of how much Bani these Singhs read, how immersed they were in Gurbani. And Bhai Daya Singh Ji, in giving the Ret of a Nihang Singh, giving the Ret of an Akali, says that these Bani of Chandi Diwar and Akal Ustad should be part of that. Jima Jait Tapatamad Barkha Hue. And Bhai Rattan Singh Ji here now uses the beautiful poetic example of like in the summer months in India when it is the monsoon seasons, Bola Dadar Sukh Pave Sue, the frogs come out and they sing and they dance amongst the heavy rain that falls in monsoon. And he says in this way the Gursikhs are taking joy from reading Bani. So sometimes, and I speak for myself here, we read the Gurbani because we just have to get it done. We have a certain amount we have to do. If we don't do that much, it's guilty. Makes us feel guilty. Or we know that that's a minimum commitment that we have, and may Guru Sahib Ji always keep us to that. This is a stepping stone. Ultimately, we're only going to, not ultimately, even that will serve us. But further on from that, when we start to understand, when we start to do vichar, when Guru Sahib Ji blesses us, and we actually get joy from what we are reading. Sab Gobind hai, Gobind bin nahi koi. We're immersed within the words of that hey Vaheguru, you are everywhere, you are in everyone, you are in everything. There is nowhere where you are not present. To reflect on that. When we start to read our Bani or our Nitnem in this type of way, then we will have that joy that these animals experience when the monsoon rain falls. Kor kata sun mor pukara. Bhai Rattan Singh Ji says, furthermore, like when the thunderous clouds start to roar, the peacock gets eager in anticipation of the rain and begins its dance. Is the Shabbos ho Sikh Bani uchara. In this way, the Gursikhs are singing and reading Gurbani. They say, Vaheguru, when will you come and meet me? O Vaheguru, your greatness, your glories are so magnificent, and your presence here in the camp of Guru Gobind Singh Ji is overbearing, that they are in ecstasy of the Shabad that they're reading. And in this way, Bhai Rattan Singh Ji is telling us how we should practice a Sikhi. The Bani that we read, the Seva that we do, the Simran that we should do, we should immerse ourselves in the joy that these animals who take joy from the monsoon rain, this is the way that we too should take joy from the Bani of our Guru. Dohra kita granth kit pustaka kita pada mukhvak. Bhai Rattan Singh Ji says someone is reading from a large granth, someone is reading from a small pustak, from a small book like a Gotka Sahib or a Pothi Sahib, and koi Guru de mukhvak. Some people are learning the Bani off by heart. So another prominent saying that Nihang Singhs teaches, and even in the Sampradavas and the Taksal you'll find this, they say Paisa Gantha, Bani Kantha. Keep your money in your pocket and keep your Bani off by heart. And these Gursikhs were reciting that Bani off by heart. They were also reciting the Bani of Guru Gobind Singh Ji. They were also reflecting on the Hukamnama of the day, reading that Shabad. Okay, Guru Sahib Ji in their camp, some of the Singhs who were uneducated or couldn't read, Maharaj would give them one or two Shabads, or Maharaj would even sometimes give them just the Pangatiyan of those Shabads. Maharaj would say, this is the one line that you have today. And those sing in Guru Sahib Ji's camp, their job would be reading that one line over and over again. Kai padar babi rababla lag rahe ho indrasan athan. Some Gursikhs were reading part from Granth Sahibs, Pothi Sahibs, or off by heart. Other Singhs are singing with their instruments. They're sitting there, they're plucking the strings, they're immersing themselves in the rag, and then they're singing to the tun of that Shabad, of that rag that Maharaj has blessed a particular Bani. And so, apne tariqiyan de naal, in whichever way someone connects with, they're connecting with the Guru's Bani. And this is something that when, as Gursikhs, we get together, we should always look at, are we doing this in our Sangat? Are we taking out time to read Bani together? Are we taking out time to, if someone does Kirtan, if someone's doing Vichar, are we opening a Pothi Sahib, a Grantha, a Steek, and reflecting on that? Because in my experience, what can happen very quickly, if in Sangat we stop doing that, then what do we do instead? We start talking about other people, we start gossiping about other people, we start bringing negativity in, hatred in, and other matters. Whereas if we don't use the time that Guru Sahib's given us, and the time they give us with Sangat, the company they gave us in Gursikhs, if we don't use it in the way that these Gursikhs are using it, sometimes we misuse it, or we lose it. So that Pangati again, Kai pada rababi rababla lag rahe ho indrasana nath. So Bhai Rattan Singh Ji compares the Darbar of Guru Gobind Singh Ji to the Darbar of Indra. And this is a metaphor that will be carried on throughout this Prasang. So Guru Gobind Singh Ji's Darbar, in a way, it wasn't necessarily emulating the Mughal Darbar. It was emulating the glorious Darbar of the Devte, of the demigods that the people of the land had worshipped for eons. It was emulating the stories that they'd heard of the magnificent musicians, of the magnificent saints, of the magnificent splendor and glory of these Darbars. But actually Guru Gobind Singh Ji is bringing that to life. People are actually seeing that, of Maharaj in their camp traveling with thousands of Singhs, and those Singhs all immersing themselves in devotion and music in these beautiful ways. So Kit chanj mridang upang bajai, kit doe kar tal rabab bajai. So Bhai Rattan Singh Ji is telling us that various types of instruments were being played, the mridang, the rabab, and also then stringed instruments that were played with two hands. So all variety of instruments are being played by the Gursikhs. Jalabeen, Subeen, Prabeen, Sajak, Tatar, Satar, Tambur, Sajak. And alongside those instruments that were being played with strings or those instruments that were being plucked, Bhai Rattan Singh Ji says those instruments like the flute and the similar instruments to this were being played as well. So percussion instruments, sound instruments, and instruments played through air. Kit tar satar tambur baja jach kinnar nard hahe hu hu. Bhai Rattan Singh Ji says that in some places the sitar was being played. Jach kinnar nard hahe hu hu tun tumar oluk san saj sajai. And all of these instruments coming together, again, Bhai Rattan Singh Ji refers to the teachings on the traditions of the Devte. Narad, who is the son of Brahma and is often depicted with an instrument within his hand. Bhai Rattan Singh Ji says these Gursikhs were like the Devte, playing these instruments and playing these rags and playing this celestial, spiritual kirtan that was enriching and enlightening those around them. They were the glorious Devte who are written about in stories or passed down in traditions. In real life now, these Gursikhs are embodying that. They're embodying those musicians, those rags, those saints, those devte, and bringing the awakening of Gurbani to the people of that area. Ima thaat tatyo so hajur guru lakh ho tindrasana laj lajai. And Bhai Rattan Singh Ji says in this way around Sri Guru Gobind Singh Ji, the Kirtanis were performing, and it was like not just the Darbar of Indar, it was greater even than the depictions, greater even than the stories, greater even than the glories, greater even than the ballads and verses and depictions and images sung about the Darbar of Indar. Such was the Sobha, such was the greatness of Guru Gobind Singh Ji and their camp and the splendid scene that Bhai Rattan Singh Ji describes of beautiful sights and beautiful sounds. Chopai Kai Satgur Kai Acharani Pada. And now the Gursikhs come to Guru Gobind Singh Ji's feet. They say, Maharaj, Vaheguru Ji ka Khalsa, Vaheguru Ji ki Fateh. They bow down to Maharaj. Oh, matha tek dene Gursikh. La Satguru Hukum Kai Dero Kara. And the thousands of Singhs that are there, each of them ask Maharaj, Maharaj, asi kithe dera laiye? Asi kithe pada laiye? So when Gursikhs come even today into the camp of Nihang Singhs, they will go to the Jathedar and say, Baba ji, apa kithe asana laiye, kithe tambu gaddiye. And the Jathedar tells each Singh where it is that they are to set up their base, where it is that they are to set up their tents. And then there's the responsibility of the leader of the Dal to arrange for this. And at these times, Maharaj themselves is the leader of the Dal Khalsa. Guru Gobind Singh Ji themselves is the Mukhi of everyone who is present there. And everyone is coming to Maharaj for their instructions on where they should set up camp, where they should pitch their tents, what side of the encampment they and their Gursikhs or their warriors should be stationed at. Tupa to khaye kai girda farahe. And Bhai Rattan Singh Ji says that around Guru Gobind Singh Ji, the Gursikhs were doing the toof, the Gursikhs were doing the Samagree. So again, in Nihang Singh Dals, or anywhere in the West where Nihang Singh programs now happen, or again at some of the historic takhats and some of the historic asthans like Shahidi Bagh or Hajur Sahib, Gursikhs prepare Samagree. Now, in our homes, we spray air fresheners or we have these plugins now that we use. The Gursikhs in the previous times didn't have these. So they used beautiful Samagree. They used beautiful sticks. Not that nowadays we have the toof sticks, but before the Samagree would be cast and ground and prepared and burnt to let off a beautiful scent in the area at certain times, around Asadivar time, at the time that Maharaj in Gurdwara today where Guru Granth Sahib Ji's Prakash is done, at a time before Reras happens, at a time when Arati happens. And Evi ek Maryada, this too is a tradition that has been coming from Guru Sahib Ji's time. Here we have the references from it. And this is the importance of Pant Prakash, that although written in the 1800s, It comes from stories and traditions passed from the likes of Bhai Rattan Singh Ji, one of the greatest shaheeds in the 1700s, through their family and the Gursikhs around them and some of the contemporaries of Guru Sahib Ji. Is past those couple of generations, and oral history are now preserved by Bhai Rattan Singh Ji in the written format, and it's telling us of these traditions. So some people oppose these traditions that the Khalsa upholds, but you can't oppose them because they exist even today at many of the contemporary sites, and there's many historical references accounting for these. So my benti to the wider Gursikh Sangat on some of these issues is, stop calling it Brahmanvad, stop spreading your hatred towards Nihang Singhs and Nihang Singh traditions just because you're paranoid about Hinduism. These are our historical traditions that Maharaj has given us, and at that time Guru Gobind Singh Ji's Darbar is being described as being even greater than the Darbar of Indra, not one time over, but hundreds of thousands of times over. So the playing of rag, the playing of music, the playing of instruments, the tradition of doing Ranswai, the tradition of even the Shabad, the word Kirtan itself, all of these come from the tradition of the Devte. The Devte were bestowed these things by Waheguru and Akal Purkh, and if Maharaj is given their Gursikhs, if Maharaj is given their Khalsa, some of the same traditions, it's a good thing, it's a nice thing. It doesn't mean we have to be paranoid. It doesn't, and only a fool would disregard these traditions. So let's have some respect and reverence for our historical traditions. And my request and even my challenge to the next generation that will come is rise above the hatred. If you don't understand something, ask. If you don't agree with something, it doesn't matter. It's there in history, it's practiced in history. People are doing it, have been doing it for centuries. Do something else. But don't spread hatred of these traditions, because who are you spreading hatred towards? You're spreading hatred towards Guru Sahib Ji, the Singhs that are in Guru Sahib Ji, and the Singhs who practice these traditions today. And Bhai Rattan Singh Ji says that like the pole star is that star which appears closest to us from where we are standing on earth. And because that star is the brightest, it gives us the appearance of all the other stars essentially moving around that one star. And Bhai Rattan Singh Ji says Guru Gobind Singh Ji is like that pole star. They are like that primary star that appears to be shining in all of these Gursikhs, whether they're doing Jorh Sahib of Maharaj, whether they're taking the Samagree and the Karchi, the tradition that we see today, whatever way they're doing this, to the person observing this, Guru Gobind Singh Ji looks like this bright star around who the other Gursikhs as stars are also evolving around. Koi charanan chu muda para. Bhai Rattan Singh Ji says some people go, they matha take to Guru Sahib Ji and they grab the feet of Guru Sahib Ji, the charan of Guru Sahib Ji. Blessed are those Gursikhs who touch the charan of Guru Gobind Singh Ji. May today we recognize that Guru Granth Sahib Ji is the form of the first 10 Gurus, the manifestation. And in the way that Gursikhs of prior could touch the feet of those Gurus, we too can obtain the blessings of Guru Sahib when we come into their charan, when we come into their sharan, when we come into their sanctuary, when we come in the presence of their lotus feet and obtain their blessings like those Gursikhs were able to. Jan dandaut dev indar kara. Te o dandaut karde ne. Dandaut means dand means like a stick, so dandaut means to lie flat like a stick. It's when we matha take Maharaj and lie flat. And again, Bhai Rattan Singh Ji says that they are bowing to Guru Sahib Ji in this way, in the way that the Devte bow to Indra, the king of the Devte. Tambu chanani koi fad khada. And whereas some Gursikhs are bowing down at the feet of Maharaj, other Gursikhs are standing, and while they are standing, they're holding the canopy, the chanani, above Maharaj's head. Mool birakar janma so raha ada. And they are standing firm, they are standing on guard, they are standing as if their feet are planted into the ground. So again, when we do seva of Guru Granth Sahib Ji, or when we go to the Gurdwara, we have this now teaching that Bhai Rattan Singh Ji gives us of the alertness, the readiness, the steadfastness with which those Gursikhs were doing whichever seva it was that they were immersed in. And Bhai Rattan Singh Ji says those things were standing, holding the canopy, as if they were trees whose roots were ground down and growing down into the earth. Janakara hai thamba so gad. Bhai Rattan Singh Ji says those things were standing like pillars, They were there to ensure that the canopy over Maharaj's head did not move, and anyone coming to see Guru Gobind Singh Ji would see not just the splendor of Maharaj's darshan, the beauty of their face, the magnificence of their darbar, but would see how tyar pratyar the Singhs were that were with Guru Sahib Ji. Chhav toop main jahe na chhad. Bhai Rattan Singh Ji says whether a storm would come, whether the sun would get bright, whatever the weather, whichever the circumstances, whatever the situation, those Gursikhs did not reduce the intensity of their seva. They were not thinking, oh, it's a bit hot now, I want to move around, or there's a storm now, I want to get some cover for myself. They stood there. They were immersed in whichever seva they were doing of Maharaj. Dohra Suraj Mukhi Sam Suraj Bijna So Bij Saman. So the Suraj Mukhi, again, some people may have seen, this is the heart-shaped banners that the Nihang Singh Dal have. Sometimes some Dal will write their name in it, otherwise it will have a khanda in it, or it will have just the ek onkar in it. And at Maharaj time, these Suraj Mukhis, which are royal traditions, and you find them with the Nishan Nagaray, these Suraj Mukhis would be studded with pearls, gems, diamonds even. And Bhai Rattan Singh Ji says that these Suraj Mukhi are glaring and their beauty is shining out all through as the sun hits upon them. So again, to the point we made earlier here, the Suraj Mukhis, there is another tradition alongside the Nishan, alongside the Nagaray. Now that it's mentioned in history, and some of you might have seen in Nihang Singh Dal's Jorh Mele, these Suraj Mukhis go. At any Khalsa Panth UK Jorh Mela, you'll see these two Suraj Mukhis with the ek onkar on it. At the Mahalle, the Baba Santa Singh Ji, some of the very old pictures you'll see again at the Pratan Buddha Dal, had ek onkar in there. Personally, I believe there's a sense of we don't have to go and say, this is our Dal, this is our banner, this is our insignia. Ek onkar is the insignia of Guru Nanak Dev Ji. We are Vaheguru's Fauj, we can have Vaheguru's name, we can have ek onkar, and I think this is one of the glorious, beautiful teachings that we get from our ancestors. If we say, what is our Nishan? We don't have a Nishan. Our Nishan is Akal Purkh's Nishan. It is the Khanda, it is the Karpan, it is the Tal, it is the Talwar. It's what our Guru Sahib Ji gave us. It's what they say in Chaupai Sahib, where they call Akal Purkh Khadg Ket, where they say Akal Purkh is Sri Astuj, the one who has the Nishan, the one who has the Khanda, the one who has the Talwar. Or Maharaj says, Deg Teg Jag Main Do Challa. That may the sword and the cauldron also depicted as the shield, go out through this earth. Or the Qatar being what Maharaj Guru Gobind Singh sometimes would write with their signature. So these are Maharaj's Nishan. They're not ours, they're not our dals, they're not our groups, they're not anyone's. They are Akal Purkh, and actually bearing ek onkar as the insignia on the Mor Pankhiyan demonstrate this very clearly. Badal Jim Chatar Kume Bad Tambu Katan Suman. And above the head of Guru Sahib Ji is a blue shatar. And it is as if a beautiful cloud is over Guru Sahib Ji's head. This is the way that the Gursikhs are holding the shatar. It's like a royal umbrella. And sometimes when we take Guru Granth Sahib Ji, or rather we have the seva of Guru Granth Sahib Ji takes us, and we hold that shatar above Guru Granth Sahib Ji. Yes, it stops rain, yes, it stops the sun, but it's also just the mark of royalty as well. Indra Jem Gur Baha Hat Indra Tun Jai Sukamana. And Bhai Rattan Singh Ji says, like Indra is sitting on his throne holding a bow and arrow, so similarly Guru Gobind Singh Ji is sitting on their throne holding a bow and arrow. So even this tradition of drawing comparisons between Indra, it comes in Gurbani as well. In Akal Purkh's Darbar, Guru Nanak Dev Ji tells us in Sodar that we read as a Pauri in Japji Sahib, and also we read in Rehras, Gave Tunno Indra Indrasan Baithe Devatyan Darnale. That sitting even on his throne along with all of the other Devte, Indra too is immersed in the worship of Akal Purkh, of Vaheguru, of ek onkar. And Bhai Rattan Singh Ji is saying that this splendor of Guru Sahib Ji's Darbar surpasses even the magnificence of Indra's Darbar. Chaur mutho aso phira janak mor nachan. And Bhai Rattan Singh Ji says, no, that as the Jorh Sahib was being done over Guru Sahib Ji, it looked as if peacocks were dancing all around Guru Sahib Ji. The Pratan Jorh Sahib would be peacock feathers. Peacock feathers was the Pratan way that Nishan Sahib would be done of Guru Sahib Ji. Peacocks were very, very common in Punjab. Even from my own childhood, I remember often seeing peacocks. Sadly, for silly reasons like people eating them, stealing their eggs, they've been chased out of Punjab. Otherwise, the countryside in Punjab, its beauty was magnificent, and when it would rain, you would see the peacocks coming out, singing, dancing, spreading out their feathers. So sadly, this is a much rarer sight in Punjab. And also there was multiple Singhs doing Jorh Sahib. There'd be 4 or 5 Singhs at a time, all wanting to do seva of Guru Sahib Ji, doing Jorh of Guru Sahib Ji. Chaupai taha shahr mein par gayi tank. And the glory and magnificence of Guru Sahib Ji's Darbar spreads all through the shahr, spreads all through the town now. Dekhan lok lag gayi laak. And people now from all over come because they want to see this beautiful sight for themselves. Darshan te un man pati aaya. In their minds, they have a great ichha, they have a great desire that we too want to go and have darshan of Guru Gobind Singh Ji and see their beautiful Darbar. Lai chadave shahr chale aaya. And people now from all over that town come bringing an offering, a chadava, bringing some gift, bringing some money, bringing some food. Anything that they have or are able to spare, they bring as an offering to Sri Guru Gobind Singh Maharaj. Dohra Bado achamba te lakha achambat payo sansar. And Bhai Rattan Singh Ji says everyone who came was surprised, was shocked. They were struck by how magnificent and glorious Guru Gobind Singh Ji's Darbar was. Aay darshan sat Guru chad chad dadu dwar. And where people of the area had been going to the dwar of Dadu, the dera of Dadu, the great saint from that area, instead of going there now, they're coming to see Guru Gobind Singh Ji. Chaupai Dadu Dware Khabro Pai. And in the Darbar of Dadu now, the leaders at that shrine learn that people aren't coming here, they're going to see Guru Gobind Singh Ji. Nanak Ayo Dasumo Jai. And they learn that Guru Gobind Singh Ji is the 10th form of Guru Nanak Dev Ji. So Guru Nanak Dev Ji, from their extensive travels, name had spread all through not just the land of India, but through the continents, the Muslim world as well. And people from this area then knew Guru Gobind Singh Ji to be the 10th form of Guru Nanak Dev Ji. Tisko daiya tam khulai. And the Dadu Panthis, the saints there, they were really happy to hear this, that Guru Gobind Singh Ji is come, and they thought we must open up our dera immediately to Guru Gobind Singh Ji and make offerings to Guru Gobind Singh Ji. Mahant ayo sang chele lai. So Mahant Jait, who was the leader, the Mahant of that dera at the time, he brings his primemost servants of that dera, and they all come together now to meet Guru Gobind Singh Ji. Satguru adar te subah kiyo. And as they came to Guru Gobind Singh Ji, they showed a great respect to Guru Gobind Singh Ji, and Guru Gobind Singh Ji showed a great respect back to them. Now, when it comes to saints, religious boundaries don't exist. The reason religious boundaries don't exist is when someone becomes a Mahapurkh or a Brahmgyani, or they become immersed with Vaheguru, then those people, jo har ka pyara, so sabna ka pyara. One who falls in love with Vaheguru and has met Vaheguru through that love, they become the beloved of everyone. Sometimes as religions, or a Sikh see, a Muslim see, a heavy see, they got there through that path, but they've also transcended the boundaries of that. And the saints recognize this, which is why they show a great respect and reverence for one another. Sant Sad Marjada Thiyo. And Bhai Rattan Singh Ji says this is the Maryada of the sadhus. This is the Maryada of the saints, that they show a great respect to one another. Darshan Parsan Pai Prasanna. And Mahant Jait coming to Guru Sahib Ji, speaking with Guru Sahib Ji, conversing with Guru Sahib Ji, asking Guru Sahib Ji about their travels, the purpose of their coming, and seeing the splendor of their army, seeing the splendor of the sadhu, sant, surme, jodhe in their camps, playing rag, kirtan with various instruments, singing Gurbani and being in ecstasy through the word of the Guru. He is greatly pleased by this. Kahyo tu nanak gur payo tan. Mahant Jait says to Guru Gobind Singh Ji, O Guru Gobind Singh Ji, O the 10th form of Sri Guru Nanak Dev Ji, you are blessed, and coming to our lands, you have blessed us too. Sant Gur Kahyo Sant Sab Ek. And Bhai Rattan Singh Ji, now how wonderful is it that they're able to narrate some of the conversation here, where they say that all Sants are one. Guru Gobind Singh Ji says that Sant Sab Ek. Sare Sant jede ne, o ek hunde ne. This is the teaching that Guru Sahib Ji gives them. Neer cheer milat aje babek. That like when water and milk come together, the water loses its own identity and takes on the identity or color given to it by the milk. In this way, those who follow the path of Babek, discerning wisdom, they renounce duality and merge with the one. So, Dvaite ek roop hoya gayo, Maharaj tells us in Bachitra Natak. And those who have merged with that one, those who have overcome this duality and are one with that one, then all of those sants are ultimately one. Jait Ram to Naam Mahant. Bhai Rattan Singh Ji tells us that Jait Ram was the name of that Mahant at the shrine of Dadu. Palo Pursh us ahe Mahant. And he was a Palo Pursh. Pala means to do someone's good. He was a good person. He was a good saint. Dohra haath jor thado payo to on kahi ardas. The Mahant Jait Ram haath jod ke, putting his hands together, does ardas to Guru Gobind Singh Ji. And what does he ask Maharaj for? He says, Maharaj, tan hamare bhag hai, tum aaye hamare paas. He says, Maharaj, thank you. Thank you that you have come here. You have blessed us, and what a great day in our destiny and our karma is today that we have had the opportunity to sit in your feet amongst your congregation. Hamte pojso ek dang lija. And he says, Maharaj, ek time da prashada. Like sometimes when a kathavachik or a mahapurush or someone comes here, Sangata will say, Appa ek time da prashada karna. There are 2 or 3 meals that they maybe have, and Sangat asks for the seva of that. And in this way, Mahant Jait Ram asked Guru Gobind Singh Ji, give us the seva of preparing prashada for 1 meal time for yourself and your army. Sad Sangat ko dharam rakh lija. Amongst the sadhus, this is the parampara, this is the tradition. And in Nirmale and in the Udasi Panth, we see even today they have great events where ਉਹਨਾਂ ਦੇ ਸੰਪਰਦਾਵਾਂ ਦੇ ਸਾਧੂਆਂ ਨੂੰ 400, 500, 200, whichever festival or event it is, they bring them, they line them up and they shaka langar to them. And then they go to the next place. So in the sadhu orders, this is a great parampara. In Nihang Singhs, we have the Sangat of Mahaprasad. We do have chatka to then serve that chatka and to prepare it and give it out as Mahaprasad. Bhi ek parampara. So each tradition has its parampara, has its thing that it does where it serves, and it looks at that as being the auspicious ceremony. And for the sadhus, it was shakang langar to the saints. And Mahant Jait Ram says to Guru Gobind Singh Ji that bless us, uphold and preserve that maryada of the saints, and allow us to serve you, your sangat and your armies a meal at one time, please. Dausat Gurahas aise ochara. And Bhai Rattan Singh Ji says Guru Gobind Singh Ji chuckled, they laughed a little and spoke to Bhai Jait Ram saying, Tumte pojan ham sarana sara. Saying, Man Jait Ram, it's not going to be possible that you will be able to feed all of us in this camp. Ham sang habo masa ahari. Guru Gobind Singh Ji says, some of our armies eat meat. We have hawks, they eat meat. Some of our soldiers eat meat. Some of our soldiers perform chatka. Some of our soldiers are going to want to go around here on hunting and cook what they bring back from their hunt, because this is the type of people they are. This is the type of living I have instilled within them. And if we think back to the Pant Prakash Prasang relating to the Reta of the Amrit Sanchar, where Guru Gobind Singh Ji says, Piyo Sudha Okhelo Shakar, once you have drunk Amrit, practice the tradition of hunting and the importance of hunting. For Shastra Vidya jab hoyo sambal. So these Gursikhs were following the path and the teachings that Guru Sahib Ji had given them. And for this reason, Maharaj says to the Sant that your data, they're not going to be fulfilled or satisfied with the food that you have to offer. unki khudya mita ke sasari. Maharaj Guru Gobind Singh Ji says that they will not all be saturated, they will not be all satisfied by the bhojan that you have to give them. Unmak te tab aise uchari. And then Mahant Jait speaks to Guru Sahib Ji. They say, Dadu satham khahe juwari. He says that Dadu was a true saint. Oh Satpurush sige. And as a true saint, then it will be that whoever eats langar at his shrine will be saturated, will be satisfied. And even those animals who don't eat anything vegetarian and just want to eat flesh, they too will be satisfied as well. So Maharaj de kautak hunde ne. If we think that just by eating meat that's the only way to fill our bellies, ਉਹ ਖਾਣ ਨੂੰ ਸਾਰੇ ਤਿਆਰ ਹੋ ਜਾਂਦੇ ਆ ਜਦੋਂ ਸ਼ਿਕਾਰ ਖੇਡਣਾ ਆ ਫਿਰ I don't know how to do it. The basic theory of learning firearms, of having a license, of going out and learning about the land, the years of skill and investment needing to be done towards this, ਉਹ ਆਪਾਂ ਕਰਨਾ ਨਹੀਂਗਾ, ਖਾਣ ਨੂੰ ਆਪਾਂ ਬਹਿ ਜਾਣਾ. And it's the same thing with chatka, to procure, to practice, to train, to be able to do that. Once it's done, to skin it, to gut it, to chop it, to piece it in pieces and cook it, that entire process, ਉਦੋਂ ਤਾਂ ਥੋੜੇ ਜਾਣੇ ਰਹਿ ਜਾਂਦੇ ਨੇ. There's only a few people that want to get their hands dirty to put in that effort and do that hard work. ਖਾਣ ਨੂੰ ਸਾਰੇ ਬਹਿ ਜਾਂਦੇ ਆ. So ਇਹ ਮਹਾਰਾਜ ਦਾ ਕੌਤਕ ਆ, and as each and every ਕੌਤਕ comes, we take what learning we can get from it. This is the end of the Prasang today. In the next Prasang, Maharaj Ji does go to the dera of Mahant Jaitram, the Dadu Panthis, and everyone who eats there, including those animals who only eat meat, they're all satisfied with the vegetarian langar that is prepared for them. And it is Mahant Jaitram that tells Guru Gobind Singh Ji about Banda Bairagi. It goes on to become Baba Banda Singh Bahadur. And this is the history now that we are getting much, much closer to as Guru Gobind Singh Ji approaches Sri Hajur Sahib. So for any forgiveness in today's Ityas, Guru Sahib Sad Sangat Ji maaf karo. Deho Sajjana Seesliyan, Jo Hove Sahib Se Mel, give us those blessings by which we can meet Akal Purkh Vaheguru. Hum sang hai bo maas ahari, unki khudya mita ke masari. Unmukh te tab aisyo chari, dadu sat hum khwahe juwari. Vaheguru Ji ka Khalsa, Vaheguru Ji ki Fateh. Jakare gajave, nihalo jave, Guru Gobind Singh Maharaj Jiyan nu bhave. Sat Sri Akal. Vaheguru Ji ka Khalsa, Vaheguru Ji ki Fateh.